Hello everyone, my name is Niche Peach and this video is more niche than ever, truly living up to my username here. I haven't seen too many people talk about how weirdly eerie a lot of NewJeans music videos are, so I really wanted to analyze why that is. Especially because not all of the music videos have creepy or weird moments, which makes it all even more confusing. Some of them are just fun, colorful K-pop videos, while others get creepier and creepier as you watch, and it's sprinkled in a way that makes it very hard to notice at first. If all of the videos had this weird undertone, it would be easier to just say, oh, okay, that's just the concept of the group, I guess. But it's not really a consistent factor in their videos. Is it accidental, or is it all a very calculated way to keep us interested? I have no idea. I started out by looking up on Reddit if other fans had noticed the eeriness in their music videos too, and thankfully I found a post by user Little Shiny Sun posted on the subreddit r/Kpop Thoughts titled NewJeans Concept. Is it meant to be creepy, or is it simply an aesthetic? Now, keep in mind that this was posted just before NewJeans' second comeback for Ditto and OMG. The user writes, "Since the very beginning of their promotions, their whole aesthetic from the chosen colors to the illustrations gave me creepy vibes, and I know the bunny creates mixed opinions. Some people think it's cute, and some others think there is something off about it. But this was their very first content, and when I tell you it scared the F out of me, I mean it." Space, emptiness, and the feeling of dreamlike places give NewJeans' concept a very liminal space vibe, and I truly wonder if it's meant to be this way, if it's meant to be creepy to further a narrative, or if it's simply the result of a stylistic choice that was simply made to make the group as visually appealing as possible. Basically, I wonder if they're going to do anything with it that will have a surprise in the near future. Personally, I believe so, considering this is how they're promoting their upcoming single. Just take a look at the font in the end. I mean, the Alice in Wonderland references are there. In the comments of this post, a deleted user replied, "I think it is simply aesthetic. I don't see the dream-like feeling you are pointing out, to be honest." As for the new teaser, referring to the Ditto music video teaser, that meant to be mysterious. They want fans to be curious about what the concept is, so they made a very vague, conflicting teaser to get you hooked up, and seems like they succeeded. User Time to Reflect writes, "That empty feeling is in the core of Y2K, is it not? It's in the aesthetic they are emulating. Blue by Eiffel, Butterfly by Smile. The designs and colors in the music videos at the time were made to look as detached from reality as it can be, and that paired with the early state of technologies made the world inside the music videos look very fake, read scary and uncanny, to the eye of the current viewer." The same with liminality. The thing that makes liminal spaces look creepy is the quality of the photos and videos that emulate early technologies. Things you can't see clearly look a bit scary, and as for NewJeans, I didn't get the creepy factor at all. While I understand that all the things listed can be scary, NewJeans' concept doesn't look scary to me. Just simplified in the name of aesthetics. Well, yeah, that does make sense. But thankfully, the rest of the comment section was filled with people who apparently love to overthink stuff just as much as me. So join me and all those poor users whose comments will be cited in this video as if they were paragraphs from research articles in this little journey to figuring out if NewJeans' eerie factor is purposely part of their aesthetic/lore, or if it's all just in our bored, parasocial little minds. If you don't know who NewJeans are, well, this is one hell of a weird video to find out about them, but I'll give you a short introduction. NewJeans is a 5-member K-pop girl group formed by Adore, which is a sub-label of Hybe Corporation, a South Korean multinational entertainment company established in 2005, who manage groups like BTS and Hyben, TXT, and more. The members of NewJeans are Min Hee-Jin, Danielle, Heron, and Hybe. I have no idea how to pronounced. I'm really sorry. They debuted on July 22nd, 2022 with the single Attention, and they quickly gained said attention due to their relaxed 90s/2000s style of songs, music videos, wardrobe, and choreographies. They also gained a lot of buzz due to being the new girl group of known art director and former chief brand officer of Hybe, Min Hee-Jin. She was also formerly a creative director at SM Entertainment, responsible for the branding of very famous groups like Red Velvet and Girls' Generation, amongst others. One of the first visuals they came out with was this bunny logo, which I believe was the first thing people deemed as eerie. I didn't really see it as such though. I really enjoy the retro style design. User K_C_Holmes wrote under the aforementioned Reddit post, I feel like it's definitely playing into the same style as like early animated Care Bears type stuff. At least that's what it reminded me of. Plus stuff like Lisa Frank. A lot of kid stuff in the early 2000s just kinda had that uncanniness, and a lot of the color palettes were either weird and washed out or super bright. But that's just part of the nostalgia and charm at this point. Lol. And that's how the NewJeans brand started out as 5 mysterious girl next door type members set in a Y2K colorful world filled with 90s style vocals and love songs. But soon came the controversies. First of all, I wish no hate towards the members. They literally seem so sweet and kind, and I'm obviously their fan. I mean, I would definitely not be making this video if I wasn't. But to really talk about this group, we need to tackle their quote-unquote dark past. And that past definitely doesn't have anything to do with the members, but rather their CEO, Min Hee-Jin. I also want to mention that all of this is alleged and we aren't really sure what's true and what isn't. The CEO has been accused many times by online users of drawing inspiration from inappropriate media involving minors to use for the branding of the groups she manages and has managed in the past. With NewJeans, the biggest controversy were the lyrics for the song Cookie and its innuendos, since the members were minors when the track came out. The song was quickly defended by the company, claiming that the concept of the cookie was a metaphor for the quote-unquote irresistible songs the group makes, but many fans, me included, think otherwise. There's another controversy related to the song ETA and Min Hee-Jin, but I will talk about that one later when analyzing the ETA music video. Lastly, there's her recent dispute with Hybe. The videos for their first EP are quite the usual. Attention is a great standard normal music video, honestly perfect for their debut, showcasing their amazing dancing skills and their Y2K vibe. Then we have the 4 Hype Boy music videos, which are really fun and were a great way to introduce the members to the fans and get a lot of streams. But nothing eerie there. Cookie is eerie, but that's because of the actual lyrics of the song. The video is kinda weird in that it starts out with the members' shadowed silhouettes, while a huge chocolate chip cookie rolls behind them, giving me horrible megalophobia. Then the lights come on, and while Hain sings, the other members bob their heads like dolls, and that's pretty much how creepy the visuals get. The last video is for the song Hurt, which just shows the members' faces being all perfect skincare and stuff. The moment it really starts getting weird is in their second comeback with the songs Ditto and OMG. This is when I really got interested in NewJeans. I mean, I'm not even into K-pop, so this was huge. What we know about these 2 videos is that the Eeriness is intentional and they are meant to be much more than just some pretty music videos. Ditto is already a totally different vibe from the previous light-hearted videos. As the original Reddit poster said, even the teaser creeped them out. The first video starts with someone inserting a cassette tape into an old TV. Then we see the videos from the cassette, which are grainy 2000s home video style recordings of what seem to be ordinary moments from day-to-day life. The members are dressed in school uniforms and can be seen and heard laughing in naturally lit classrooms and running through dark high school halls. In between a couple of those frames though, we get some silence accompanied with a low static hum and shaky videos of what look like liminal spaces. A mysterious girl with a casted arm records the members with a handycam. Then the song begins. In the rest of the video, we can see the girl recording the members dancing to Ditto. They seem to be her friends, but she never dances with them. She's the one recording, the one always watching but never taking part. The members run through the school halls in slow motion and everything feels nostalgic and dreamy, like a memory. But something's off. I'm sorry, but the whole vibe makes me feel like I'm watching some kind of true crime documentary and seeing the last recordings of people right before they died in some horrible way in 2002. I don't know, maybe I've just seen too many horror movies. At one point it's raining and the anonymous girl waits for the members to pull out their umbrellas, but they stare at her creepily like a deer into headlights, which foreshadowing because then the girl is suddenly in the snow and a deer stares at her. And then, boom, plot twist. The girl was alone all along and just having very vivid hallucinations and scaring her classmates. But there's a second video. This one just starts with the actual song and now they show us the handycam recordings, the way the protagonist sees them versus what she actually recorded. She actually just recorded liminal spaces and scared her classmates. Then she sees the deer, which kindly teleported to the end of the hallway to give her a jump scare. How nice. The girl watches the recordings as she's older and for a moment it even looks like the members enter the room she's in, like ghosts from the past. Now, this doesn't end here. Ditto is a whole roller coaster. There's a YouTube channel with the name Min Hee-Jin where they slowly uploaded short videos from the handycam recordings. The titles of the videos are the dates of the recordings and they span from the 22nd of December 1998 to the 29th of January 1999. The first two videos are the members just doing classic school life things and the third one's when it starts getting weird. It's 1.5 minutes of just gloomy empty spaces and silence. The 9th video is completely corrupted. The 10th video is 5 minutes of them doing the dance practice and at the end the members say bunnies, bunnies, which is the name they call their fans. I thought, huh, that's weird, that shouldn't be in this video, because them alluding to their fans just takes you out of the whole story where they're supposed to be high schoolers. But then I realized they weren't saying bunnies, they were saying Min Hee-Jin, the name of the protagonist, which sounds exactly the same as bunnies with a Korean accent. I literally got chills down my spine. I guess you already figured it out, but if not, the most common interpretation of the videos is that the anonymous girl represents the fans and their parasocial relationships with the famous performers they love and consume content from. When I was like 13 to 17, for instance, I spent most hours of my days on Twitter fan accounts, and whether you think that's sad or not, that's one of the things that defines many Gen Z kids' high school experience the most. It could feel like those famous people or characters you saw on the screen were your only friends, and maybe you'd start disengaging from people in your real life. In the book The Age of Magical Overthinking by Amanda Montell, the author states that in celebrity worship, fans pursue parasocial relationships to make up for shortages within their real lives, but in attempts to establish personal identities through fandom, they wind up losing themselves. The author also mentions that in a 2014 clinical examination of celebrity worship, it was concluded that high levels of fandom are associated with psychological difficulties, depression, anxiety, dissociation, stalking behavior, and maladaptive daydreaming. This last one being what's portrayed in this music video, excessive fantasizing to the point of social dysfunction. I think there are various levels of eeriness to be found here. I will be talking about the use of liminal spaces later on in the video, but regarding the mental state of the protagonist, even though more than anything it's sad that she dissociates and daydreams to such an extreme, it's also kind of scary. She confuses and scares her classmates and sees people where there are none. I know it's all supposed to be a metaphor, but the way it's shown in the video, it's just sinister. On another note, I wanted to quickly analyze CEO Min Hee-Jin's possible inspirations for this comeback. Regarding the Ditto teaser, user Greg MNL wrote, "The first thing that came to my mind is tragic coming-of-age films set in the past, particularly those released close to the Y2K years. The Virgin Suicides, Girl Interrupted, and American Beauty comes to mind." I've actually seen some more people talk about those movies regarding Min Hee-Jin's supposed inspirations and references for her art direction. User Mio26 says, "Min Hee-Jin is obsessed with the very feminine, girlish, and Lolita. If you want to understand Min Hee-Jin, you have to watch Picnic at Hanging Rock and Sofia Coppola's works, especially The Virgin Suicides. sides. In this video, I must say that I also see some 2000s Japanese high school movie inspiration, like All About Lily Cho with the natural, soft, and almost ethereal lighting and the school setting. Most of the movies mentioned, even though not necessarily marketed as eerie, do have a kind of sad, ghostly undertone. The protagonists of the movies are usually beautiful, thin, young adult or teenage women who, due to their particular circumstances, suffer from horrible mental health. They're basically the sad girl films. I'll be analyzing one more of Min Hee-Jin's cinematographic inspirations later on, and the use of liminal spaces too, as I said. But first, let's watch the OMG music video. The video literally starts with the members in a psychiatric ward. They're dressed in white medical gowns, and the doctor asks the members to tell him what happens to them. Hani feels like she's Siri, Minji thinks she's a doctor instead of a patient, Hain thinks she's a princess, and Hedin believes she's a cat. When they dance, sometimes they're in the psych ward in their white gowns, and sometimes in some house party wearing cool outfits. At one point, the guy who was previously their doctor now sits in a corner and stares at the girls, looking like he's actually just another patient. And he starts shapeshifting the girls in his mind, like they could become or dress up as anything he'd like. At one point, Danielle says, "Girls, what are you talking about? We're shooting a music video right now." And she points at the camera crew backstage. Here you can actually see director Shin Woo-seok, which is really cool. The song ends and we see the dark, empty psych ward hall. Danielle says, "Come on guys, you really don't remember? We're NewJeans!" And we see some moments from their career so far. After the credits, someone on Twitter writes, "Am I the only one uncomfortable with this music video material so far? Just show their faces and dance." And then Dr. Minji comes and acts like the person typing is just another patient. Now, clearly everything in this video is a metaphor of the entertainment industry and idols. The psych ward is the crazy place where normal people become famous and have to endure constantly seeing people's warped perceptions of themselves, having obsessive fans and obsessive haters, maybe developing delusions of grandeur, or rather feeling imposter syndrome. Who knows? Just like the members in this video, to each their own mental struggle. At the start of the video, Hani says, "I'm started to get confused between what others say about me and the real me. I exist for you. When you call, I will run to you anywhere, anytime. I will show you what you want to see. I will speak for you and sing for you. What do you want from me? It doesn't matter who I am anymore, I exist for you." I guess this signifies how idols are dehumanized in the K-pop industry and just famous people in all of entertainment. They become moving images we watch through a screen, and they exclusively exist in our lives to keep us entertained, which connects to the tweet in the post-credits scene. Now, the psych ward setting instantly reminded me of the movie Girl Interrupted, which many people cite as CEO Min Hee-Jin's main inspirations. In the movie, we see a group of young women, each with their own mental illness that they're trying to live with or fight against, and who live in the same psychiatric hospital. Mental hospitals and asylums are famously common settings in horror fiction. Throughout history, these types of institutions have been associated with abuse and mistreatment of patients, poor conditions, and the suffering of innocent people. The rooms or cells where the patients live in or are confined in against their will are portrayed as claustrophobic environments. Add that to the state of chaos and distress of the minds of the patients, and you have the perfect formula for a sense of deep terror and unease. These hospitals in horror media are often shown with dimly lit labyrinthine corridors and decaying buildings, which are settings also often used in liminal space style photography that's become very popular online. Both Ditto and OMG use the concept of liminal spaces. In anthropology, liminality is described as the quality of disorientation or ambiguity that occurs in the middle stage of a rite of passage, which occurs when an individual leaves one group to enter another, and which involves a significant change of status in society. Online, liminality took on a whole new meaning for itself in 2019 when a post on 4chan went viral with a picture named The Backrooms. In internet aesthetics, liminal spaces are empty or abandoned places that feel both eerie/surreal and like you've already been there before. These liminal spaces are commonly places of transition, pertaining to the concept of liminality, such as hotel hallways and office backrooms. Research by Alexander DL and Michael Lewis of Cardiff University attributes the eerie and unsettling nature of liminal spaces to the phenomenon of the uncanny valley, which happens when something appears physically familiar but you can detect something that subtly deviates from reality even though you can't exactly pinpoint what it is. Author Peter Heft has further explored the sense of eeriness, explaining that it's usually felt when someone views a situation in a different context to what they expect, like the high school in Ditto, which is expected to be filled with teens teens and teachers, but is often shown to us in Ban Hee-seo's recordings as unnaturally empty or filled with the ghosts of NewJeans running around. Regarding the creepy feel and the usage of liminal spaces in this music video, I agree with the comment of Reddit user It's Ya Boy Done left under the post I talked about in the intro. I think it's intentional that it's teetering on creepy, but not exactly because of them choosing it to be creepy. It feels more like Adore or the producer Min Hee-Jin is more concerned with how their concepts evokes certain feelings in people rather than the content or the story itself. In parts, you mentioned it when you talked about liminal spaces, the oddly dreamlike empty feelings that some are obsessed with and the whole reason why a thing like liminal spaces even exists. But in reality, there is no point to liminal spaces or any of these dreamlike aesthetics other than to evoke a certain feeling in you, tagging on people's nostalgia for something they've lost, a memory from their past or a longing for an era they've never even been a part of. There's a weird term I think called saudade that I always seem to feel when I watch their content. An emotional state of melancholic or profoundly nostalgic longing for something that one loves despite it not necessarily being real. A similar feeling to melancholy or bittersweetness, both a celebration and a realization that everything that was good is now lost or forgotten. At times I'd say it's almost depressing and probably contributes a whole deal to most of it feeling a tad bit creepy or unsettling. I also think that the visual concepts of liminality perfectly complement the storylines in both of the music videos. In Ditto, it connects to the transitional feeling of a period of adolescence and those parasocial relationships with celebrities that you idolize, while in OMG, I think it's about the feeling of being trapped in the world of fame and the entertainment industry, while the members are still just teenagers trying to find their own identities. Okay, I think I get why their first EP has totally normal music videos, and then their comeback is a commentary of idols' identity, fame, and their fans. I don't mean this in a literal way, but it's like they used the debut as a learning experiment, seeing the effect that these famous girls would have on the public and the effect that fame and the public would have on the members, and then reported on the results and their thoughts on the matter in the music videos for the comeback. The thing I don't understand yet is the second EP, Get Up. What exactly are they trying to convey in their music videos, and why haven't I seen anyone really talking about it?